Last year, Lopez started to have a few looks from downtown, but it'll be more part of his repertoire as the hook goes down.
He will basically help them, and I think when he sends the message to Brook Lopez, to your point, hey, I want you shooting the ball from long range, that puts in, then your numbers will get better.
Here is Lin, swooping through the lane. Jeremy Lin flips it home, and we know he can drive.
And we know that 7-footers are dribbling too much. That's a bad thing.
Lin trying to race in the lane, flips it up and in. That's a nice take.
Did a good one.
Smith switched on Lopez, will pull up and connect.
Yeah.
Over to Morris, alone for three, and Marcus Morris.
I'm thankful to be back in this position again.
To be back in this position, and Jeremy went further in talking about the stability. Team in 7 seasons, and now I feel like I can finally find my place in this community team.
Booker on the steal and the finish the other end.
Offense.
Yeah, Sarah, and just to tag on that, I think one of the keys why I think this is really going to work for Jeremy Lin as he buries one from long range is that I think he hit on it.
Here's Drummond. Hollis Jefferson came with the dig, and that's the second nice hook
and you can switch things around a little bit easier.
Smith pinched against the baseline. Harris got it off and cans it. Of what followed, the rest of camp has followed with Scola and the example he's been setting for the younger players.
And think about what that does for Kenny.
Slimmer this year. Jim, we were on the court before, and you immediately said to me, like, whoa, how about Kilpatrick and his physique as Joe Harris lays there?
Yeah, I'm just stuck on the 8 boys. I had 3 brothers. 4 boys in our. I guess that's not going over in my house. My wife yelled at me the other night for eating a half a gallon of cookies and cream in 2 nights. I got to switch to the lemon water, I guess.
Well, you don't have to drive by NBA 2s and 3s, so you're all right. Hamilton floats that home. Good denial there from Kilpatrick on Stanley Johnson. Now Johnson ends up with it. Pulls up and connects.
Drench 4-5 with Hamilton. That's what they want him to do. Step away, make sure you're ready to shoot it, big guy.
And shooting very well this quarter. Harris.
Another guy who's been shooting it well, Harris.
Kilpatrick short, Harris follows, lays it in. Jumper. Harris never really saw his playing time come back with the Cavs. So Kenny Atkinson very curious to see what he can do now if he's going to get some regular run.
Well, it's a piece in that first quarter.
And Nets are going to be very calculated with their preseason minutes as Lure gets the step and throws it down.
Observations and calculations allows them to make better judgments on their players.
Lopez cans the 3.
That's the shot I referenced before. Even though he's done that. He's done that probably 1,000 times in the last 3 or 4 days shooting the basketball.
Lure backing into Booker right over him, and John Lure connects. I could be wrong, but I think Lopez knew it immediately and turned to Atkinson, who was right behind him, and said, hey, I have to be further down. And Atkinson clapped his hands authoritatively and said, yes, that's right.
Yeah,
that's
a little bit. You just did that.
Lin lines it up and cans it. Jeremy Lin. Lopez, this time guarded by Morris, trying to spin around him, up, under, and in. Oh, that's nifty for the big man. But he just hooked it backwards. Morris on the other end. Got it.
You give up 2. Brad Stevens and company.
The addition of Al Horford. 3 to shoot. Morris across the lane. Got hit. Will finish. They talked about, Jim, their eventual wives, whoever they end up being, having to be okay with the possibility of all living together. But he has delivered them quickly. 0 of 3 from downtown and 0 of 5 from the floor. Harris to the rim.
That's basically a 21-win season last year. It's a good sign that they'll be able to attract as they build this.
Drummond, nifty little finish on the delivery. Brooklyn's second unit out there. Vasquez playing in this game, a bit of a surprise, but he has felt so good as Scola.
You know, and once again, that's going to drag. Look at Drummond. Drummond's out there by the 3-point line for a second.
And Scola firing away, and that's why. Deep 3 rolls in and out. Deep three, rolls in and out.
7 rebounds in 13 minutes, too, and 7 of 9 from the floor.
Led the league in rebounding a year ago. Harris got it.
And he just missed 2 free throws.
The drive, got it stripped, wanted the call, didn't get it. Here comes Harris. Harris, strong take, couldn't finish. Drummond will. And he's come into camp, and I feel like this is said all the time, but in terrific shape as Hamilton gets. Here's Ish Smith. Nice little head fake and banks it home. Reggie Jackson out with left knee tendonitis. Nice look from Foy. Hollis Jefferson clearly trying to be aggressive here to begin the for us. That we can put him in situations where he's making good decisions like that.
Well, if he does that offensively as you're guarding him and helping out, nice tip ahead here.
And Booker can throw it down.
Boom, quickly too. The right baseline side in the first half.
Foy kicks, Lynn, no hesitation, got it again! And the Nets have liked what they've seen thus far. They feel like, hey, he has a couple elite skills as Harris puts that home.
Or maybe you get a couple of easy ones.
That's what they feel about him, that he can rebound and run and do those two things very well. Harris ends the 14-0 run. Gutierrez, the floater is... Some kids in the front row had to be on their feet.
That's amazing. 24 minutes, by the way.
Here's Stanley Johnson. Does. About the mentality of it and being shot ready. Whereas Lynn, because he had one for so long and then changed, it was really hard to break that. Ronde isn't necessarily married. Here's Boban Marjanovic. He is a giant of a man, but he traveled there.
Well, you have a lot of free time on your hands.
Here's Marjanovic. Oh, puts it down, plus the foul.
A chord in the C chord, but he claims that they told him he was picking it up very quickly. To be honest, so he asked Jeremy about it. Jeremy's like, oh, as soon as I get a copy, I'll bring one in for you.
And it's not how you pronounce his last name, it's Budinger. And how do you find things like that out? Well, you talk to the players.
Shoot it from long range, but he'd also attack you off the dribble.
Jumper goes down.
Along the way. So some pretty good signs, I think, for first preseason look.
Just take there from John Lure. $42 million over 4 years.
Not a bad neighborhood.
Nope. Hollis Jefferson, strong finish.
Make sure he challenged and continued.
Good feed in the cut. Farrell using the McCullough screen. Lost the handle, gets it back, flips it up and in. Farrell, nifty take, delivery, McCullough, got it. That was a thing of beauty.
And then there's 2 guys standing on top of him in the middle of the lane.
Hollis Jefferson hooks it up and gets it to drop. 7-0 run. Bullock? Yeah.
Spurs play, whether the starters are in or the subs are in, they basically run the same sets. And I think a little bit of that.
Gutierrez scoops it in. Nifty little exhibition. Got a screen. He is. And here's McCullough. Run off the line. Will take it in. Dished it off. And Benning cleaned it up here in his first game as a head coach in exhibition basketball. 101-94 the final.